Hey y'all. So today I'm sharing a piece of my story with you guys. Like I said, on Saturdays I will be bringing a tea about HIV as far as my own situation. So today I'm going to be talking about how I told my mother that I was HIV positive. It's really crazy because it's making me really sit down and think about my mother so much with all this that's going on. But before I get started, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification so that you can get daily notifications of my channel. I do morning talk vlog. I do inspirational things. Just randomly when God speaks to me, I talk about different things. I talk about cheating, sad chicks, I talk about marriage, I talk about a lot of different things. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. So like I said, I've been HIV positive for 14 years now. I have a daughter. My daughter will be 14 in a couple of days. So when I had her, like I stated to y'all in the last video, when you have a baby and you HIV positive, they take a round of 3 tests, right? So in the midst of my daughter taking her tests, I was on public assistance then. So they put me in a class, in a CNA class, right? So they put me in a CNA class, and I was already going through all these different emotions about being positive and not nobody knowing and going through all of the things with my child father, that I really wasn't focused really hard on the CNA class. But at the same time, I knew I had to do it because I really liked helping people. So I knew I had to do it. So I started the class, if I can remember, I started the class probably in February. I had just had the baby. She was like a couple of months old. She hadn't even really got her second round of tests yet. But I started the class, and I was continuing going to the classes, and I couldn't study. I couldn't study at all because the baby crying. I really, to be honest, like, I'm not gonna say I didn't like my child, but it was like a detachment there. I really wasn't attached to her when she was born. I really felt like I was messing up her life. I really felt, how could I explain it? I'm gonna explain it like, I felt like she deserved a better mother than me. I felt like I wasn't good enough for her. So it was a detachment there. I felt like she wouldn't love me when she found out who I was and what was going on with me. I felt like she wouldn't love me. So it was like a detachment there. So I used to always tell my mom, like, Mom, could you watch her while I study? Could you watch her while I study? So my mother kept watching her. She kept watching her and stuff. And I never forget it. It was like my CNA class was over with in May. So it was really coming close to the time for me to take my state boards test. So I had to take that test to actually get certified to be a CNA. And I just tired. I called my mother. Matter of fact, my mother was in the room. She was in the room with me, and she was on the side with the baby or whatever, and I'm looking through the book or whatever because I highlight a lot. So I'm highlighting stuff, and I'm just looking through the book, studying. And she was like, "What's wrong with you?" So I'm like, "Ain't nothing wrong with me." She's like, "Something is wrong with you. You ain't yourself. You my child. I know something is wrong with you." So I'm like, "Ain't nothing wrong." So then she was like, Stop. Tell me what's wrong with you." So I was like, I just been going through a lot of stuff since I had her. And I was like, "Remember I had told you what did I tell them? I told everybody that my daughter had pneumonia when she was born, and that she had to take medication for pneumonia. That's what it was. So I'm like, remember I had told y'all that she had pneumonia? I was like, I was lying. So she looked up. So she like, "What you mean you was lying?" I'm like, I was lying. I was like, a couple of months ago, I got diagnosed with HIV. And she just like, she didn't say nothing yet. She just looked, because she was like with the baby down or whatever. So she looked up when I first said I was lying. And then when I said I was diagnosed with HIV, she just like, look, like, what? So I'm like, yeah. And I was like, when I was pregnant with her, I had to take medication. And when I had her, I had to take medication. And she got to take medication for 6 months. Until they take 3 rounds of tests, and all tests are negative or whatever. So she just still was looking at me. She's looking at me. She ain't saying nothing. So she was like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right." She was like, "You take medicine?" I'm like, no. She was like, why you don't take medicine? So I just started explaining to her that my numbers was fine. I explained to her about my viral load, about my CD4, about how my body was not reacting to the HIV. My body was fighting just fine, and I didn't need medication. She like, you sure? You think you want to go to another doctor and find out? Like, you want to go to the other doctor and find out? I'm like, no, I'm good. You know, I did a lot of research about it and stuff. So she like, okay. She was like, so how was the first test with her? So like, the first test was negative. She don't got it. She'll be fine. She gonna be fine. So she was like, okay, so what you need me to do? I'm like, just watch her while I'm in this class. I had to take this board in a couple of weeks. I think a couple of days. Just watch her for me. That's all I want you to do. Just watch it. Like, you don't need me to do nothing else. I'm like, no, I don't need you to do nothing. And she was like, you sure? My mother was the type of person, whatever you needed her to do, that's what she did. And even if you didn't tell her what you needed, she still was gonna do it or whatever. But I think she really wanted, she didn't know what to say to me. She didn't know what to say. And my energy was like, I wasn't worried about me. I was only worried about the baby. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like she was doing exactly what I was doing. She was switching the energy from me to the baby. Like, okay, what you want me to do? Like, you want me to take care of her? What you want to do? And I already had a son. So my son, you know, it's so crazy because I had already had a son and I had another baby, and then I found out I was HIV positive. I became a different person. I became a different mother when I got infected. I'm not gonna say I was not a good mother, because for many years I felt like I wasn't a good mother because of what I was going through and what I was allowing in my life, and I felt like I wasn't a good mother. But now today I know that I am. But I missed out on a lot of stuff with my kids because of the mental state that I was in, going through so many different emotions. I was not really involved with my son as I should be, and then now I have a new baby and I'm not really involved with her because my mind is all over the place. I'm trying to make sure she all right. I'm trying to make sure he all right. It's like, it just was so much going on that I couldn't really focus on myself and being a mother. I had to, it's like I switched from being a mother to just protecting and taking care of. But it takes more, it's more to parenting than just buying them something. You know what I'm saying? It's more to taking care of a kid than just, okay, I'm gonna buy them this and I'm gonna buy this. You have to really really focus on, you gotta think about a whole lot of other stuff. Their minds, their hearts, their souls. You have to make sure that you teaching them the things that you need to teach them so that they can be good people when they grow up. And if you're not teaching them certain things, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get that, and they'll grow up missing something because you didn't give them something. You know what I'm saying? So I felt bad for a lot of years because I wasn't able to sit down and help homework. I wasn't able to go up to the school and do certain stuff, and I lacked that part because of the mental state that I was in. And I think a lot of it I felt bad about myself. But anyhow, so after I told her that, nothing changed. Nothing changed at all. When I say nothing changed, nothing changed. Only one thing that changed was that my mother, she never said like I love you or nothing like that, but she always was concerned about how I was doing, but she never asked me how I was doing. My mother did everything for the kids so that I can, my mother did everything for the kids because she knew I couldn't do it. So she let me focus on my healing with what I was going through mentally while she took care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I really thank God for my mother, because if it wasn't for her, I don't know what I would have did. I probably would have lost my kids. I don't know, because I was going through so many different emotions. She allowed me to hurt in silence by myself while she made sure my kids were straight. And I really thank God for that, because I don't know what would have happened with them doggone kids if that wouldn't have happened. But yeah, so that's how I told my mother. My mother didn't change up on me at all. She did not treat me no type of way. She still came over my house. She spent the night. I think she probably was around more after I told her than, nope, she wasn't even around more. Nothing changed. We rarely had HIV conversations. We it was like I didn't have HIV. That's how I felt. We didn't have HIV until something came up and I felt sad or depressed. Then I got HIV because now I'm thinking about it. But other than that, I did not have HIV in my house and in my family. Well, just say with my mother. With my mother, we didn't talk HIV. It just wasn't a topic of discussion. So that's how I told my mother. And another thing I want to discuss before I go. A lot of people, okay, I got a lot of different comments and I got a lot of different emails asking me, why wasn't you tested when you was pregnant? Why didn't they take a test to find out if you was pregnant or not? And then I see people saying, oh, I just had a baby, I'm good. I just had a baby. I done had 3 babies in the last couple of years. I'm straight. They cannot give you an HIV test unless you consent to the test. You have to sign your name on that line and agree to take that test. If somebody take an HIV test and you do not consent for that, you can sue their head off. For real, you can really sue them because they cannot take that test unless they ask you. So just because you just had a baby, if you did not sign for I consent to HIV test, you have not had HIV test. Honey, I'm sorry. My case, they did not ask me. All they asked me was about the test to see, like when you were at 5 months, the test to see if the baby gonna have Down syndrome or something. I don't never remember them asking me to take a test for HIV. I don't. And to be totally honest with you, if they would have asked me, I would have said no. I would have said no because I did not want to know. I wouldn't want to know that. That's just not something that, no, I'm good. That's not something that I would have wanted to know. But at that point, that was something that I wouldn't want to know. But where I'm at today, I would definitely want to know. And I think you should want to know. So if you just had a baby and you did not take an HIV test and you think you didn't sign, baby, you need to go take one. So to answer y'all question, they did not ask me to take an HIV test. I was not aware that I was HIV positive. They was not aware of it because I did not consent for a test because they never asked me. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So once again, thanks for joining my channel. Like and subscribe. If y'all have any questions or concerns, you can comment on this video, or you can email me at uniquepresents@yahoo.com. If you want me to drop a video talking about a specific subject, I don't mind doing that. Or if you want me to bring the tea about anything, just let me know. I'll definitely look into it and pray about it and see what God say. Thank you guys for joining my channel. Y'all enjoy y'all day.